Hi, this is Drew with Competitive Cyclist. We're taking a look at the Santa Cruz Blur XC Carbon. Over the past few months, we have been lucky enough to log numerous miles on the frame and wanted to share our experience and thoughts on the Santa Cruz first carbon machine. So Santa Cruz is not the first manufacturer to join on the carbon game. However, their claim has been that they have put testing and research to make this the best carbon frame in its class by featuring lateral and torsional rigidity better than their competition, and carbon tubes that are built overly strong so to withstand rock spray against the down tube and general real-world trail riding. All this at a claimed feathery weight of 4.3 pounds. Our medium frame out of the box tipped the scales at about 4.6 pounds, so close enough for us. 4.6 pounds makes it the lightest 4-inch travel frame we've thrown a leg over. We chose a very deliberate mix of parts for our Blur XC. We wanted to build a bike that would be a light, responsive racehorse, but also a bike that wouldn't fear keeping up with our buddies on longer travel rigs while riding rough technical single track. The Blur XC boasts a very generous 69-degree head angle. That is fairly slack for an XC bike, but we have found the bike's ability to steer through twisty single track and around tight switchbacks more than satisfactory. The slacker head angle has been very favorable to keep the handling stable on steep descents and through rough, high-speed straightaways. On the front end, it makes sense to choose the Fox F120 RLC 15mm through axle. We found the Fox 120 to give us enough travel and rigidity so that we could point the bike confidently through rock gardens, but still keep the weight low and front end nimble. The Blur XC has two shock options, the stock RockShox Monarch 3.3 or a custom-tuned Fox RP23, which is what our frame came equipped with. On the trail, we rode with the pro pedal off about 90% of the time. This is a testament to how efficient the new VPP design is. We kicked the pro pedal on to provide a slight boost in firmness for smoother climbs and fast hard pack. The bike performs up to Santa Cruz's tall claims on the trail. It's a damn stiff and responsive bike for a 4.6 pound frame. The Blur XC holds its lines through turns and gives confidence of a bike with much longer legs. Unfortunately, we have to report that we have taken a few hard spills on the Blur. We've twisted derailleur hangers, slashed tires, busted elbows, and cracked a couple ribs in the process, but the frame has passed unscathed. It's a tough, light bike. The revised VPP linkage flattens out the shock rate for a more linear feel. On the trail, the Blur XC is active and plush when descending and pedaling over technical terrain. We have been very impressed with the amount of traction provided by the rear end. While both climbing and descending, the rear wheel stays planted. Even though the suspension stays fairly active while the pro pedal is off, it never fails to accelerate when you need that extra boost of power on a short, steep climb or to keep up speed before you attack a rock garden. In fact, we find the bike to be very responsive out of the saddle climber. Setup-wise, our only concern has been the rear cable routing. It left us unable to get a clean loop with our Shimano XTR 971 rear derailleur. This can either be fixed by scavenging up an old Avid Roll-A-Ma-Jig or switching to a Shimano Shadow rear derailleur. We ultimately moved back to a SRAM shift system on our bike, which provided the cleanest cable routing and most responsive shifting. The Santa Cruz Blur XC Carbon sets a new bar for frame rigidity, sheer strength, and low weight that all other cross-country bikes will be judged by. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. For more information, feel free to call or email Drew at competitivecyclist.com.